It was an absolutely beautiful evening in Manti, Utah. Kent Price and Keith Haggard and I had driven down to fly at a fly-in the next morning. We were joined for a while down there by Joey Anderson. I was back on the ramp in front of the hangar and pilot's lounge, watched as Kent and Keith took off. Then finally I shoved my throttle forward and headed out towards the west, across the ramp. I was talking on the CTAF with another pilot who was flying around the pattern there, and advised him that I probably would have to cross runway 321 as I departed because I didn't think I could get turned fast enough. Sure enough, I didn't. Crossed the runway just about 100 feet off the ground and headed south, down towards the town of Manti. One of the best things about it was that it was warm enough that evening that I could fly in short pants. That's something that doesn't happen very often. The valley between Manti and Ephraim is turkey farming country. And one thing about it, there's this kind of a distinct odor down there that says, hey, Thanksgiving's coming up pretty soon. Calm, beautiful, just a really, really, really nice night to fly. Along about here, I was looking around for Kent Price. Couldn't find him anywhere. I knew he was out there someplace and didn't want to get too close to him. Anyway, it seems that his blue and kind of gray colored parachute really blends in with the terrain below us and makes him awfully hard to spot. Keith Haggard, on the other hand, with his red and black chute, is easy to see. He stands out like a sore thumb no matter where he is. The agricultural countryside in San Pete Valley is really a delightful place to fly over. And those big sewage lagoons add a certain ambience to the atmosphere. That's one of the great things about flying a powered parachute. You get to enjoy all the sensations of the world around you. No baseball games going on. Just seemed like a really quiet night down there around Manti. The Manti Temple on its hilltop just outside of town stands out wonderfully against the surrounding countryside and makes a great landmark. It's just striking how peaceful this little place seems to be as we visit it. The airport managers had asked us if we'd fly down and around the town a little bit to maybe stir up some interest in the fly-in that was scheduled to take place the next morning, and so we did. Approaching the town of Manti, I looked around and there was Keith tagging along behind me, and Kent just a little below me and to the left. See how that parachute blends in? On past the temple, which is surrounded by scaffolding right now as it undergoes renovation, and then out over the town of Manti. Looks like a really pleasant place to live. I want to go back down there sometime and spend a little more time flying over those mountains that are just east of the city. Really a beautiful place, a friendly airport, and a lot of fun. Then we swung around, headed back towards the north, back to the airport. The sun was getting low, and it was getting to be time for us to put our wheels back on the ground and call it a day. So, one more swing back past the temple, watching the day fading away. The sun had already slipped below the mountains to the west of the valley, and it was getting awfully close to that witching hour when we have to be back on the ground right at the moment of legal sunset in order to keep out of trouble. So, turned back north to the airport. And then in the morning, a great day of a little more flying, and then spending time sharing our machines with a bunch of curious people who came by to look and watch. Yep, that's the way a community fly-in should be. And it was a thoroughly, thoroughly enjoyable weekend.